Hey y'all, this is Cassie Bullinger on Work It Wednesday. This last weekend was World Tour in Dallas. This is World Tour is kind of like a mini conference, and there's multiple done across the world. So I think it was one of 28 different locations or 26 locations. So we did go out to Dallas. Technically, it was in Frisco, but it's called the World Tour Dallas. We had a lot of amazing speakers. So I'm not going to give away any of the spoilers until afterwards, but I will let everybody know who's watching the video. If you don't want to hear about the spoilers, I'll make sure to let you guys know. But I did want to go over just some of the things that they talked about. When you go to World Tour or even SFR, there is always a location or room that has the stuff that's going to be in the next catalog. So for us, we have our new catalog that's going to be releasing on March 1st. Now this is moving us from the fall and winter into the spring and summertime. When they put the warmers out, one of the things that I did for all of my teamies that went is that I gave them out leis. The leis was a summer, it's kind of like that Hawaiian vacation, that summertime vibe. And I picked one color because that may be my thing, because I do have a huge box of leis that I may utilize on whenever we go to these events, so that way people can start seeing who we are. World Tour is, like I said, it's a mini conference. The big one is the SFR, which is Cincy Family Reunion. That will be coming up in July in Charlotte, North Carolina. But this being local, that means it was an area for me to be able to drive to. We left that morning about 5:45, 6 o'clock, and we headed out there because I wanted to be there early. I was meeting some of my teamies and then some of my adopted teamies. We had one girl that had joined us that was local to us, but not local to her star director. So the Jackie Duran, I'll give you a shout out. Your girl Ivy was amazing. She sat with us the entire time and she yelled and screamed, and it was a blast. We had so much fun. It starts off when they opened the doors to let us in. The superstar directors and star directors were there screaming for us. They had little poster boards. It was like walking in and you're just being celebrated. This is the first World Tour since 2019. I guess, yeah, 2019, they did it down in Austin. So this was the first time. So it's been almost 3 years since we've had an in-person World Tour. They have people from the home office. They talked and they kind of go through, I would not really say a skit, but more of a conversational scripted thing that they go back and forth and feed off of. Now, the awesome part was one of the ladies that was there. She used to be a theater major, so she did have some fun, entertaining things to do whenever it was after lunchtime, because the lunchtime, it seems to, you get the full belly and then everything starts to go downhill from there. So the book that we got was The Lookout. That is what World Tour's theme was. It's basically seeing through binoculars. And what that's kind of like, the analogy they used was like looking towards the end of your goal, looking towards the future. And as binoculars, you're sitting there staring really far away and you can see clear. But if you take those same binoculars and you put them down towards your feet, you can't see them very clear because you're like looking at laces and threads because it's too close. It's too much in your face. So one of the things about World Tour is that it kind of re-energizes. It lights that fire up again of different aspects of your business. Maybe the parts that you've been slacking on, or that maybe the energy that you've been lacking. One thing to think about is if you are wanting to continue with your business and grow it, then you want to show up to trainings that you can get into. Thursday Night Shift is an amazing platform, because not only do they stream it to their Facebook, they also have a Zoom link that you can go and you can watch all of what's going on, the conversations. And it's just a big Zoom, so it looks like all these squares across the screen. You can scroll through and see everybody. There's times that we do a lot of group activities that we're typing in the chat. So when you have an opportunity to get with a group of like-minded people and have conversations, or be interactive with something that they are training, it helps you grow in your business. Now, maybe not every single topic that we talk about here on Work at Night, on Work at Wednesday is something that pertains to your business, but sometimes you just need those ideas that kind of sit in the back of your head. One of the things that I had in the very beginning that was probably the most devastating to my business was that I tried to do too many things. The best and easiest way for you to build your business is to pick one thing at a time to work on. For me, when I first started, I wanted to do all the things. Let's do Facebook parties. Hey, let's do lives. Let's do giveaways. Let's do videos. Let's do reels. I want to have a group. I want to do Instagram. I want to do like all these things. And at one point, it becomes overwhelming because when you start looking at trying to eat off of all these different plates, you get full really fast before you actually get to experience any one of the desserts or any one of the food that's in front of you. So going back to kind of the basics, one of the things with our incentive right now is growing a team. And Cincy does these incentives to help us with our business. Now, the larger incentive that is through the fall, which is during our fall and winter catalog, that one is more geared towards a combination of different things. So it's a combination of your PRV. It's a combination of promoting and building a team. It's also about recruiting and getting those teamies to a certain point. The reason why they do that is they don't want someone mass recruiting just for numbers and you never teach them anything. So one of the things from the beginning of my business is I always wanted to make sure that y'all had trainings that were very accessible. That's why I know I waited a while, but that's why I started up the Work at Wednesdays, doing them every Wednesday night. So that way you always knew that there was a place that you could come on to be able to get a training. And then off camera, we have a discussion about basically anything about that training or any other questions about our business that you have. Sometimes it's struggles, and we all have them. Guys, my depression has been up and down since COVID. So basically, since I've started my entire Cincy business, depression is one of the things that I fight all the time. And with the depression, that becomes harder of an effort to get up and work my business. Now, in the beginning, I will tell you, I worked my business basically like a 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, but then I was doing Saturdays and Sundays. Then it was going into the nights because I was doing trainings on YouTube, or I was jumping on Zooms, or I was doing trainings from other teams. So I was working probably 12 to 14 hours a day. Now, in the beginning, that's probably scary to look at, but I knew I wanted to grow a business. I didn't want to just do this for some side cash. I didn't want to just do this just to be able to get some of my products for discount, which that's what I wanted to do. That's how I wanted to run my business. One thing that I've realized is that I've set myself hours that I work, and that has helped me with my business. So with this training this weekend, it made me really realize that as much training that is out there, there's still some stuff I don't know. Like I will never know it all. And don't ever think that I do know it all. It was really hard for me to realize that recruiting is not my strong suit. I understand the concept of it, and I understand the steps behind it. But sometimes it is that I guess the individual steps getting there. Sometimes it's the courage to send the message. Then it's like actually who to send the message to. And they covered a lot of this at World Tour. Now I know that there are some of the leaders that are sharing their videos of because they all had to pre-record their trainings or their lessons that they were responsible for. So I know that home office is supposed to be releasing some of those videos for the people that weren't able to go. If I find any, I'll make sure to put it on our team page so you can see it. But you have to understand that we are all human, and building your business needs to be uniquely you. If I talked about how my dogs and my babies were doing this and that, and I don't have dogs and I don't have little babies, people are going to know that that's not me talking. That's not my pictures. I can't show why I'm trying, like giving a dog a bath, spraying it down with Scentsy Fresh or Scentsy, the pet deodorizer or detangler, and brushing it out and how they smell. And oh, they came in from outside, and I can spray them down intermittently between their baths. So I always have to put, whenever I'm putting it on my Facebook, that this is from a customer or from a Scentsy sister, if I've borrowed the pictures. So it's really hard for me to promote certain aspects of the business because those products I don't use. But on the recruiting side, some things that I guess I've learned more of, I'm showing people what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. Like I'm changing out my wax. I will do the cotton cleanups. I'll take a video. I'll make a reel of it. I'll put some pictures out. And then if I'm putting wax into my warmers, it is showing how Scentsy is in your life is more important than the perfect post, the perfect message to send somebody, the perfect video to create. It's just showing how Scentsy affects you. If you use your entire Scentsy paycheck to pay the water bill because that's how much money is coming in, then talk about it. Just make sure you put your income disclosure on it so that way Scentsy doesn't flag it. I've totally gotten off from where I was at. Okay, let me get back into world tour, and then I'll go into how my craziness is my life. So not only did they talk about the recruiting, we had 3 different amazing speakers. I think I wrote everybody down. Okay, so our first one was Samantha Baker. She started in 2009. Her biggest thing was when you show up, you grow up. And that means your business will grow, your confidence will grow. The more that you learn about anything, a product, a system, just even how to talk to customers, the more your confidence grows, the easier it is for you to have more conversations because you're more comfortable with it. Think about the one thing that you know how to do amazingly. It could be makeup. It could be hair. It could be nails. It could be painting. It could be gardening. Maybe you're just the greenest thumb around. Like my husband has an amazing green thumb. When you think about the things that you know inside and out and know how to do in your sleep, you are very confident when you're having that conversation. In our business, you need to be confident about the products, about the parties, about recruiting. You need to be confident in that. And so you need to learn. And again, it is an acquired knowledge. It is not going to be like you read one book and you're going to know everything. It's not going to be, one instance is going to make everything fall into place perfectly. It is going to be a continual over and over aspect of repeating the same things over and over, systems, for you to have something into place and to learn it better. You learn what works now. And anything that works right now may not work in 6 months. So she talked about not only showing up, knowing the knowledge of your products, the promotions, the compensations, that you need to educate yourself. Because again, all of us are our own personal business owners. Our business is ours to run and process. There are rules and guidelines, and that's basically set by the FCC. But other than that, you work your business and promote it the way that you need to. You show the stuff that you use. If you don't use Counter Clean for the counters, but you use it for another way, then you can show that because you are using it and showing experience to your customers, to your friends, to your family that's on your media platforms. She also talked about the training guide. She said in the very beginning, she did not know much about Scentsy at all. And she walked her entire her first Facebook party all the way through talking about the training guide. That was all she did. Like she went through because the training guide breaks down every single product collection that we have. It talks about the features that each of them have, the different functionalities. And so even when you don't know something, there's still a way to kind of fake it till you make it. And then let's see, what else does she say? Those were some of the spoilers. I won't say those now. Oh, so listen to your customers. Why are they hosting a party? Why are they buying? Why are they joining? So there's different things. When you start listening to your customers saying why, then you can also kind of um I guess what do I want to say? Like you kind of know what they're looking for. So that way you can kind of gear the conversations towards it. If they're hosting a party because they don't have any money and they're wanting to be able to earn free and half price items, then you want to show them the benefit of doing that. Why is it important to interact with your guests that you bring? And remind them when you're at a party, if you have a party at your house and everybody walks in and you leave the room and you're gone the entire time, is anybody else going to have a really good time? Is anybody else going to be like, why are we here if they're not even going to show up? That's the type of things that you can think about when you're doing a Facebook party. After that, we had, they kind of went over uh, some other, I guess, spoilers of things that were going on. The next person was like Rebecca Murdoch. She's from Fort Worth, Texas. I need to look her up, but she basically brought up the whole thing about you want to look at the big picture. What is your goal for your business? Like you need to know what is your like long-term big goal. Is it just to be like, I want to make money? That's fine. How much money are you wanting to make? Some people are like, I just want free things. Okay, well, how much is enough free things? Some people are like, I just want something to do for 4 hours. I mean, that's just everybody's reasons for working this business is all uniquely to that person. Let's see. And she talked a lot about prioritizing, going, there's so many ways that you can reach and use different tools at your fingertips that are free. Guys, are the platforms that we have, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, they are free. They are not charging you access. So for you to be able to post a picture, talk about that picture, and have people inquire about it, that's advertising. Think about when you're scrolling through Facebook or scrolling through Instagram and it pops up and something stops your eyes and you're like, whoa, what is that? And you kind of go back. That is advertising. Someone is, and maybe they don't even mean to. It could just be it was your best friend putting a picture up of their, of their baby or their grandbaby. And that's what stopped you to look. But that's how people look whenever they come across our pages. Is if it's all just Cincy, or if it's all just your food, or if it's all just, you taking pictures, they're going to stop and look. But if you don't have anything to say, they're going to kind of scroll past. Sometimes that's why we add captions to the videos or to our pictures, is letting people know kind of a story in one picture. And you showing where you're going and showing things that you're doing that are not Cincy related is awesome, because that way they know that you're an actual person. Like, and any products that you have that you can put in there, that are like, oh my gosh, look what I got. Taking pictures with your products. That's going to help you as well, especially if you're like the selfie queen of the world. I mean, I love selfies. I used to take selfies all the time. That was just me. It didn't matter. Like I never put anything with it, but now when I take selfies, I take silly selfies and other things to be able to use this content. Sometimes I just take all of my bloopers of my videos and put them all together and throw them into a reel and just put some music in the background with something silly, like it's running around, like almost like a cartoonish, like, I'm just talking. So, let's see, what else did she talk about? She talked about team building, sharing your story, sharing your experiences, sharing your why. Why are you doing Cincy? What is your reason behind this? Again, it's kind of like what we were saying earlier. Is it because you want a lot of money? Is it because you needed to, like, maybe you needed friendships? Maybe you needed a reason, or a goal to accomplish. Sometimes it's just for the free and half price items. Sometimes it's just because I want $20 a month to be able to go blow to do my nails, or $50. I don't do my nails, so I don't know how much they cost, but you know what I'm saying? Or it's like, I just wanted to be able to pay for my haircut. And that's the only, that's what I work for, is just to be able to pay for my haircut and not take money out of my household. Let's see. And then she also talked about follow up. So following up on your orders, following up with people you've talked to about anything. If they're going to place an order and they're like, oh, I get paid next week, then check back with them and say, okay, would you like me to check back with you? And they're like, yeah, I get paid on Friday. And I'm like, I always ask them, do you want me to call, like, message you Thursday night or Friday morning? because for me, when my money hits, I'm paying bills early morning and they don't know what my early morning is. So if anybody had ever said, like, I'll message you at 8 o'clock, well, guys, my bills were already paid by then. So I didn't have any money left because when I paid bills, all the money went to bills. But if I spent it before bills came, then I knew that, okay, I can send this much to this person and this much to this person, and then I can cover everything else. Social media, using the planning documents. The planning documents that come out every single month at the beginning of the month on our workstation. It says everything that's happening in the month that we're in. So right now, if you go in and print February's, you can see the releases of everything. So some of those spoilers that I may be spoiling later on, they're not really spoilers because they're on our plan. And I keep pointing up here because I have my planning ahead guide right here so I can see it. Let's see. And so Tim was one of the guys, and now I really can't remember who the other girl, Julie and Tim were the ones from home office. But they talk about the different scents that we had. They also talked about what products were leaving. So those are things that you need to look at. Who was the people that loved sugar scrub or the car bar clips? Or maybe they were a pet product person or dish soap. So if you have those customers, you want to make sure that you're reaching out to them and letting them know that that stuff is going to be discontinuing and only coming back occasionally during a like LTO. So it'll release it, and once it's sold out, it's gone. They're not going to replenish it. Let's see what else I have. They talked about the other major events that's going on. There's going to be a director's boot camp coming up in April. The Sensei family reunions in July. There'll be another boot camp in October, and then world tour will be next year in 2024. So there's just a lot of things to look at. Like, look at your next year. Are you wanting to go to why did I say NFR? That's for the boots and the rodeos. For SFR, if you're wanting to get there, if you plan it now, it's in July. You have the paychecks of March, April, May, and June, and July. So you have 5 months right now. So anything you do this month goes on your March paycheck. Anything you do in March goes on your April. Then anything in April goes on May. Anything in May goes on June. Anything in June goes on July. So you have 5 months right now to start planning for SFR. How much do you need? How much is it going to cost you to get there? How are you going to get there? You can plan ahead and say, okay, I know it's going to be X amount to get to SFR. I'm going to drive. I'm going to fly. I'm going to take a bus. I'm going to take a train. I don't know if there's trains out there, but you figure out the way you're going to go and then where you're going to stay. When you get your total amount of how much it's going to be to get out there, you also need to put in some extra money for food and extra money for things like that. But you calculate that and then you divide it down by how much you need each month to put back to be able to go to SFR. When they do open up registration for SFR, they will set it up in a payment plan. So that way you don't have to pay all of it up front. You pay a fourth of it up front. Oops. You pay a fourth of it. And then on the next month, you pay a fourth. And then on the next month, you pay a fourth. And then on the last month, you pay the last fourth. And they pay them out of your paychecks. So there is a way to go to SFR, even if you didn't earn it with this last incentive. But looking ahead, and that's kind of what we had talked about a little earlier, is that there was one of the tips that was the 30-10. And it's Alicia was, I was going to make Alicia talk about it, but let me see. I think I wrote down some notes about it. Maybe. Hold on. I have a whole bunch of stuff in here. I think it was with our last girl, maybe. Okay. Basically the third, and it may not have been by her, but I had moved some. Oh, there it is. Okay. So 30-10, 30 minutes and the start of your week. So it doesn't matter if your week starts on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So you take 30 minutes to plan your whole week. That means you look at your calendar, you look at whatever you have set up for the week. Do you have appointments? Do you have to go to work? Do you have to pick up the kids? Do the kids have sporting events? Do they have other activities? Then you go through and you make a list of things that you have to get done. So those are your goals for the week. Like, I need to get Happy Mail out. I need to go ahead and talk to my team. I need to go ahead and I do my work at Wednesdays on Wednesday. So you schedule out your whole week and it takes you 30 minutes and then you put it into a calendar as a time block. Okay. So that 30 minutes of that for one day to kind of schedule the whole week. Now, your day may look different from someone else. Maybe your Monday is completely full. So you do basically a big day on Tuesday. For me, I plan about 2 hours a day. That's how I work my business. The other thing is that 10 minutes every single day that you are working, actually it should be every day. You should spend 10 minutes with your Scentsy business at minimum every single day. And what this is going to the news station or the news tab and looking to see if there's anything that's been updated. It's going in and looking at your history of your orders and seeing if there's anybody you haven't reached out to or talked to, or did you get a new order? Then it's looking at what other things, like any notifications you got. Those 10 minutes every single day, you go through and you take your entire schedule and you look at what you got done. So if you put on there for Monday, when you get up and you take your 10 minutes for your business, you're like, okay, so today I was going to reach out to 5 people. I was going to message them to see if they wanted to host, buy, or join. So you're like, okay, I have my time slot. I'm going to do it at 4 o'clock after I get home from work. So you've already kind of like looked at your day and then you go on. Now, maybe you're not a morning person that your mind's all together. Maybe it's that night. So what you do is Sunday night, you go through and you look at your week and you're like, okay, tomorrow I'm getting the 5 people out and they're going to either buy, host, or join. And then you kind of get everything situated at what time. So when you wake up in the morning, you've already looked through what your day is going to be like. You don't have to worry about like, what do I do today? Yeah, I was going to work my business, but then I got busy watching TikTok. So I got busy watching TV. Or I went to hang out with my friends. I forgot. If you know that you've set an appointment with yourself, you need to respect yourself enough to follow through with your commitment. So that 10 minutes kind of just sets you up either the night before or the morning of to know what you need to get done that day. Let's see what else. And then you review your schedule. Sometimes there's going to be rearrangements. Maybe there is a training that popped up that you really want to do and you have to move some stuff around. So you move stuff from the Thursday to Friday, or maybe you see that, you forgot about a doctor's appointment that's coming up Friday. And so that way, every single day, you know what you need to move. And that way, when you look back at your week, you're like, wow, look what I accomplished, because you did the things that you set out to do. 10 minutes of your day to reach out to 2 people or 1 person. Maybe it's just 1 person. Maybe you're like, 10 minutes a day, I'm going to stop and I'm going to message 1 person and figure out what's going on. That's something that is very accomplishable. That's something that you can achieve by doing if you set your mind to it. And then on the next time that you do on your Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, on your 30 minutes to set up for the whole week, you look back at everything you got done last week. See if you got everything done, your check off list, then you decide if you're going to do it all again this week, or you're like, okay, it didn't really work for me to message people late Monday night. Maybe I need to move that to Tuesday day or Tuesday at lunch, or I need to move, when I tried reaching out to so-and-so, it took them, so long to get back to me. So I need to like maybe pick 3 people to message in case the first 1 or 2 don't message me back. I have something to do in my 10 minutes. So that 30-10 is a really great idea, just so you kind of know how your week's going to go. And also, they also talked about things with Orville, is that he always had, and there's a training, and I'm going to look for the video because I know it's somewhere, but he talks about arrows out, and the arrows in is all about like, I didn't get the job. I felt horrible today. I didn't want to do anything. I don't care. This is what you're doing to me. Nobody wants to buy from me. No one cares. No one wants to do anything. That is the arrows going in. Arrows going out is helping others, is finding ways to help your customers find products, like help your customers find things that they need to fix. Maybe you have something in your house and you're like, you know what? Who has stinky trash? I would love to be able to send a sample of this cleaning stuff to clean out your trash can. Helping others, going through some of the Facebook groups. And when people ask for questions, if you know it, help them out. When you start helping your customers, start helping your teenies, start helping with the people around you, you feel better. It's not all about you. It's all about like, how can we help others? And if your life is, especially with business, if you help 50 to 100 people be able to get their dream, then you will always be able to get yours. And the reason why they say that is if like, I want to make $1 million, I want to make $1 million, and you can't figure out how to make $1 million. But if you had the ability to help 100 people get to where they need to be, and at the same time, you're growing yourself, you're understanding more people, you're understanding like the aspect of the business better than just working on just you. And that's one of the reasons why not only recruiting, just getting people to buy, and sponsoring is so much different. Helping people to achieve their goals, helping break down steps. As you help others, you will learn more about the Scentsy business. The more that you help others, the more you will learn about yourself as well. Because you may not know you're really good at something until you have to explain it to someone else. You may not know what, I guess, what attributes or maybe what your best business feature is until you start showing someone else how to be able to work their business, or how to be able to find things, or how to be able to do this or that. So now is the time for spoilers. So if you are watching this video on YouTube, you can go ahead and stop now because the spoilers are coming out. I need to grab my phone for this. Again, spoilers. If you do not want to know about the stuff that is coming up soon or releasing soon, then you need to go ahead and go stop watching this. Go away, go find something else to do. So I'm going to pull up my camera real quick because I want to go over the pictures that I took. So this will give some people some time to stop the video. Where is my stuff from? Okay, that was Sunday. I took a lot of pictures this weekend. Okay, so with us being able to see at World Tour a lot of the new products coming out, they also had some great conversations, and we're talking about some of our future stuff that's releasing. So not only do we currently have access to the February Planning Ahead Guide, is that they also gave us March's Planning Ahead Guide. So with the February, it has all the different things that are releasing this month. And then on the March, we have, okay, we already know about, there's some warmer of the month. Dobby from Harry Potter's releasing in March. We have the Easter collection, which we've already seen. Oh, the Easter collection will be early released was yesterday or Monday or Tuesday. It was yesterday. So the Easter collection wax bars were already released for you to be able to get. The Easter collection releases on March 6th. They're spring bricks. So we got to see the spring bricks and smell them. I do have pictures up on the team's page in the World Tour little album. The scents, I liked some of them I didn't. Of course, I didn't win any of them, so I can't show those to you. Mother's Day collection, and they also have a DC collection that's coming out on March 13th. That DC collection, they had some new warmers that they had out at the World Tour, and one of them that is my favorite is going to be Wonder Woman. So there is a Wonder Woman warmer that is releasing. It is so awesome. They have her up at the top. They have the lasso wrapped around the base of it. It's the iconic Wonder Woman. It's not the newer version. It's like the cartoon, the comic Wonder Woman. It's an awesome looking warmer. I took some pictures. So that's also in that page. What else was shown? They also had talked about they're going to be doing some bring back my washer whiffs. So look forward to voting, because right now we're doing the bring back my buddies. So voting is currently going on right now. So make sure you get your customers engaged in that off of your website. So we also have the washer voting, which will happen the first full week of March. And live in the census week is like the second or third week of March. What other pictures did I take? We have the 10 new bars that are releasing at the event. I did get 5 of them. Actually, technically, I got 10. I got 2 sets of these because Blake got one for going as a guest, and then I got one. Let's see. Some really awesome looking warmers. They also had the Harry Potter snitch. I always say it wrong, but that is a buddy clip from the Harry Potter. So that's going to be releasing in the catalog. So they talked about how you promote the LTOs and the catalog stuff like together when Dobby releases on the 1st. And then you have this in the catalog. And then along with all the Harry Potter products that are releasing, you want to make sure that you're incorporating all of that. But don't do it too early because it's not like they can have early access to them. It doesn't release until March 1st. So you still want to worry about February's month 1st, but you want to start thinking about that. That's where doing like a week in advance of all of the 30-10 of being able to start planning out what days you want to talk about what and when you need to start talking about each one. What else was on there? They did a pup with or a pup, so a dog, a pup with box. They didn't talk about it. So the only thing that I can assume is that because they'll be releasing the LTOs, so which would be the pet products, is they may do like a whole with box that is all the pet products. So that'll be something that if it does come out, that'll be really great to promote to all of your pet owners. Those are the bricks. There also, one of the sneak peeks is that there's going to be a releasing Belle and Beauty and the Beast products again. They're re-releasing Mrs. Potts and Chips along with a new Last Rose warmer along with a Belle Buddy, and then they'll be re-releasing the Beast. Now I have Beast. I had bought the Belle and Mrs. Potts Chip and Mrs. Potts warmers, but those were actually for a customer. So I'm not real big on keeping the license stuff. But those are going to be releasing Batman. We're going to have they're going to re-release the Batman warmer along with a Batman Buddy. Goodness. I think that's about all. But there's so many different things. And as I think of more or as other people will share, then I'll make sure to forward all the information onto y'all. But one thing is that we did all the consultants that walked out with this warmer here. So you'll probably start seeing a lot of this warmer on like real life pictures because a lot of the consultants got it. Every single person got a catalog of the spring and summer catalog. All consultants and guests got the 5 wax. And then the consultants also got, I'm not sure where my bag is. Got a purple tote for showing up. So those were just the things that we got, along with some great training. So that is, let me make sure, was that all that I was covering today? So yes, that was basically that was it. I was just going to go over world tour and spoilers. So I let everybody know we were doing spoilers. But that's what I have for you guys today. So thank you so much for joining us on Work It Wednesday. My name is Cassie Bollinger. Please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you have any other questions, please make sure to comment below or send me a message. I love you all, and I hope to see you guys next week. Bye, guys.